Dear 16-year-old me, I know how lonely it feels right now. Growing up in a small village, you've spent so much time feeling different, and like you're carrying a secret too big for the place that you live in. You're scared of what people might say, scared of how your life might change, and scared of the people you will lose. You wonder if you'll ever feel like you truly belong. I won't lie and tell you that everything gets easy overnight. But as I always said, grass is always greener on the other side. So, my name is Niall, I'm 22, and I grew up in a village in Kilkenny called Graignamanagh. Where I grew up would be very, very small. It's beautiful. Very, very small village. Everybody knows everyone. Growing up in such a small place can be very intimidating for a queer person, you know? There's not much representation for you there. So for me, definitely as a child, it was such a struggle. There's like lack of representation, but also education, which kind of makes people ignorant towards the topic itself. I'm an only child, so really my mother reacted very well and was always my biggest supporter. No matter what I do, anything I do, my mom is there behind me 100%. And I think that's why I, as a person, am so open now as well, is because it's a reflection of her onto me. Like, no matter what I do, my mom always supports me with full love, you know? But I didn't have any really bad reactions from my family. I mean, it was something that people always had in the back of their minds. So, here's me at the age of 16. Very straight looking, guys. Like, ASMR. Ooh! I suppose 16 was kind of an age for me where it was like a turning point. It kind of made me realize, as when I started to come into myself and started to get friends online who also helped me with my identity, I guess. And it was the year, if I'm not mistaken, the year before COVID hit, which would have been an absolute like huge turning point for me and like with my sexuality and that whole journey itself. So for example, here's me exactly a year after, and that would have been during COVID. I bleached my hair completely, my whole style started to change up, you start to see crop tops come in. But even though in this photo I look very confident, but the confidence was just kind of a mask. Yes, I started to come into myself as a person, but was I comfortable with that person? No. You know, and that's something that at this age I realize now. Like, I hadn't moved away, but I had all this good support system around me with these friends that I had made online, and all these people who are also like me, who made me realize it's okay to be me. And I guess everybody needs to have a support system like that. But even the change between the photo of me at 16 to 17 is crazy. Walking down the street, you have people stare, you have people mutter slurs constantly. Like, the amount of times I've been in nearly violent situations just because I want to be who I want to be. And I often get people telling me, Niall, maybe you should tone down, like you shouldn't wear makeup, or like change your clothes, like you're asking for it. But I'm not, you know? I should be able to wear what I want to wear. Anyone should. You should be able to dress how you want. You should be able to have your hair red if you want to have your hair red, you know? It makes no difference. And sometimes I do really worry for my own safety, and like, but it's not going to stop me being who I truly am, because me being me makes me happy, you know? So why should I tone it down because someone else is unhappy with that? I'm not unhappy with myself, so that's all that matters. And pride to me is about living openly and unapologetically as yourself, and a reminder not to shrink yourself for others or erase your identity because of what people think. But it's also really important to celebrate those who paved the way for you to be able to live as comfortably as you can now, and the people who still fight every day. I'd love to see a world where LGBTQ plus people have full legal protections everywhere. This means equal access to healthcare, protection from discrimination, and the freedom to exist without fear completely. I want to see a shift in attitude. I want it to be less tolerant and more acceptance. And I don't want people to have to constantly explain their identity to everyone. I want people not have to live in fear no matter what part of the world they're in, you know? I don't want kids to grow up and feel like they have to be ashamed and hide who they are, or that their parents are going to judge them. And lastly, I want to be able to go out on the street and hold someone's hand without having to constantly check who's around me, check my surroundings, and be on edge and live in fear and constantly check over my shoulder. I am proof that there's always better days. There's always gonna be one or two people in life who aren't happy with what you do, and you know, the way I see it is, if it doesn't affect you, why do you care? So, yeah. Cut.